Welcome back to Memory Lane. My name is Craig Crash Collins, joined as always by Ben Bousman. We need to get a nickname for you, Ben.
We should.
Yeah.
Or just switch it up and you go by Ben and I go by Craig.
Hi, wait, let's do that again. Welcome back to Memory Lane. My name is Ben Bousman, joined as always by Craig Crash Collins. So we're doing something a little bit different today. We're watching a highlight package of a game because it is really hard to find a full NFL game, or at least the one you want. So this is a show, if you're new, that we basically go back and watch old games from dates that correlate with what time of year it is. So this is going to come out with what would have been, or what is, the opening week for the NFL. And so we wanted to take a look back at a game that, you know, even though the Colts ended up not making the playoffs last year, it was one where you kind of felt good about where this team as a whole was going. Right. They go in, they play the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. You could say what you want about the injury he had, but the Colts also had injuries that game to their secondary, so you kind of equal that out. But one of the best games of the year, and unfortunately we couldn't find the whole thing on YouTube, so we're just going to watch the highlights.
Right. But, you know, it feels good that after the whole luck thing, you know, like post-luck, pre-Rivers, you know, so we're here with Brissett in this, and nobody quite knew what to expect with him. I mean, we knew he was sort of like I hate to say underling, but an understudy of the Patriots, you know. And
well, the thing is that he comes into a situation in 2000 and whatever that was, 2016 or 17, where he got traded like right as the season started, and Scott Tolzien was the starter week one. He, you know, where he took it, he basically like put the team on his back, and that the only reason they were good enough to win 4 games is because Jacoby Brissett, and he had really good numbers. And so people, because he didn't have a statistically eye-popping season that year, people were like, oh, we're screwed because of Brissett. And then I think the people that were a little bit more honed in were like, actually, Brissett played really well. Let's see what he does. So this was one of the more defining moments of the year, so let's go ahead and hop into it.
You saw Shady McCoy introduce himself, but Damian Williams, the fake to him, he gets the start. Drawing up a few this time. 2nd down and 4 again. The fake.
I think they were just so used to Manning, Luck, and Brissett.
Well, we talked about it in the Andrew Luck versus Peyton Manning episode, where like the Colts have been actually pretty blessed as far as their quarterback situation has been. I mean, you know, you'll go all the way back to like 95. They had Jim Harbaugh, which Jim Harbaugh wasn't, you know, Manning or Luck level, but he was still a good quarterback. Like, they've never had to go through like the Gus Verratts of the world. They never had to deal with having like, you know,
play 7 quarter, the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, they've never had to have like the Tim Couches or the, you know, Jeff Garcia at the end of his career or anything like that. You know, they go from Jim Harbaugh, and I mean, they have had Jeff George, so there's that. But like recently, they, you know, go Harbaugh, then they go Manning, then they go Luck, then they go, you know, to Phillip Rivers even. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I almost said Shelvin Mack. Wow.
Yeah.
Marlon Mack. Yeah. Marlon Mack had a breakout game in this one as well.
Inside the 5, and this time Wilkins gets in again, but they're going to say that he's a little bit short. Yeah, and they're going to run the play anyway.
Oh, nice.
Brissett's going to take it himself into the end zone.
And the Colts had a, you know, sort of like a weird running back situation. You know, they had Williams, who else was it? Wilkins, and Mack,
and they had
Hines or
Naeem Hines, yeah.
And they played all of them.
Yeah,
you know, all of them had playing time.
McCoy in the game, running back, 2nd down and 16, waning seconds of the quarter. Mahomes keeps his eyes.
I don't want to talk about McCoy. Yeah, he did too much. He got me in trouble on my fantasy team way too many times.
Mahomes on 2nd and 10, and he's going to get sacked for only the 4th time this season, and that's Justin Houston. Welcome home.
Yeah, Justin Houston's return to Kansas City.
Mahomes flushed out again, all the way back. Turning the corner, fires downfield, caught, touchdown. Only Mahomes. Byron Pringle.
That makes me laugh only because I remember watching this game with Chris Simmons, who sometimes fills in on the podcast, and he, when he yells "Only Mahomes" there, we kind of just rolled our eyes because, that's a great play, but there's other plays that Mahomes does where it's like, okay, how much of that was the receiver, how much was just the defense lap, whatever. So we joked the rest of this game whenever the defense made a play, we're like, it's Mahomes.
No, and I think this past year he was starting to practice to where he could throw the football with both hands.
Yeah.
So. Which I don't know. Can you think of a quarterback that's
ambidextrous?
Yeah.
No.
I know some pitchers out there, but I can't think of a quarterback that.
See if he can connect here to tie the game.
I think this was after a little bit of the Vinatieri struggles too, so I think this was a game where he got back on track too.
Yeah. He's a surefire Hall of Famer, but yeah, he went through a rough patch for a little bit.
Oh yeah. Which it's at the risk of using the cliche. Father Time is undefeated.
Right.
So Well, and I remember too. I can't remember if this would have been after. I was like the whole Pittsburgh loss when Vinatieri missed that one at the end of the game that would have won it or tied it or whatever. Sometimes it's just for instance the holder didn't get the laces out or whatever, and some of his misses were blocked or whatever, and people don't take that into account. They just think, oh, you had one job, you didn't execute the kick. It's actually there's a lot that goes into it.
So the question is he going to be in both the Colts and the Patriots sort of Hall of Fame?
I don't think there's a rule as far as the Ring of Honor goes. Nice.
Right. Or will he be in both?
I think you can is the point I'm trying to make. I think especially if you're one of those people like Vinatieri who had a storied career and won rings with two different organizations. You cut Vinatieri's. You take either Vinatieri's career as a Patriot by itself, or take Vinatieri's career as a Colt by itself, and he still wins a ring, and he still is one of the best kickers in the game just by that on its own.
Because sometimes when people retire, they'll be like, maybe they played for 2 teams or 3, but they're going to retire as like Manning did. They always say, "Oh, I'm retiring as a Colt."
Right. Did Manning retire as a Colt?
Didn't he sign a one day?
That's what I'm asking. I don't know if he did or not,
or if he just said it. I don't know how that works.
Well, I know at his press conference he said he was always going to be our quarterback.
Right.
Oh. Okay, got a nice ad here. Excuse me, if I can't put ads on my videos, then neither can you.
Yeah. You should make them pay us.
Yeah. Excuse me, you can't advertise on my video. I think too, am I ready to say Brissett should be the future of the Colts? Probably not, but at the same time, I think he gets put into a bad situation in 2017, and that looked a lot like pass interference. And then he played a lot of this past season injured. So,
his knees?
Yeah, something like that. So you wonder, before he gets injured against the Steelers, they were 3 or 4-2, and had beaten the Chiefs, and then the rest of the year they were not very good at all, and you kind of wonder how much that was a factor.
With the fellow about a 2nd and 6, and the pitch down the sideline is pulled in by Hardman. 3rd down and 2 from the 37 is Mahomes. Fires low, and it is
nice.
Okereke, the Stanford rookie, comes up with it and takes the ball out to midfield.
Bobby Okereke, who I think every Colts fan will know his name only because, or not for maybe only, but especially because of the way he was selected in the draft, because that was Pat McAfee. Have you ever seen that clip? You've never seen that clip of Pat McAfee. So Pat McAfee announced a draft pick, and it was this draft pick where they got Okereke, and that's where he was like, attention Nashville, I'm not going to bring up what the Colts did to the Titans because I'm a punter and it doesn't make sense for me to do that. But he was like, I also will say that we did not punt much during my time, like as a Colt against Tennessee or whatever. So you'll have to look that clip up, I guess.
I love a lot of stuff McAfee does.
Yeah.
Or did.
Fires incomplete. 3rd and 10.
And, brought up the Mahomes injury stuff earlier. They talked about his injury in this game a lot where, I think the Colts were missing a lot of their, right here. Like, the Colts were missing a lot of the guys in their secondary, so it's kind of like, okay, well, maybe Mahomes is a guy at full strength, but you're not going to mention it if the Colts lose and, on a big touchdown pass by Mahomes, all it's going to be is praising Mahomes.
I mean, he had plenty of time to put up some real big numbers.
Yeah.
Hilton going to come down and make the pick right there. If it's within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage, it's legal.
I don't think Hilton had a normal Hilton year last year, did he?
No. I think he was nicked up a lot. What?
He was injured a little.
Yeah.
Brissett dumps it underneath. Caught by Mack. Marlon Mack. Tough running to the 40. Get the play off. Give it to Mack. Look at the way he just pushes his way for a first down to 19 for Kansas City.
I'm excited to watch what Marlon Mack and Jonathan Taylor can do in the same backfield. Yeah. It's gonna be really fun to watch.
Use them in different down situations and stuff. And
when you think about it, the Colts have really, except for some murky times when they had Donald Brown and I can't think of his name, but Vic Ballard. Except for
Ballard.
Yeah. They've usually it's just been Joseph Adai. Although I guess for a while there. Hello, Kitty. I have a kitty that wants to join the recording session.
No, it's bad luck. Don't do it.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, I know during their Super Bowl run it was Rhodes and Adai, but
right. Dominic Rhodes.
But it was just Edge for the longest time, I feel like. So.
Grover Stewart. Back once we started on a 3rd down and 28 now. 5:49 left in regulation. Pressure on. Mahomes steps
and
away.
The crazier thing about this win too for the Colts was the fact that it's not like they beat Kansas City at their own game and put up it's not like they won 40. Yeah, not like they put up 45 and won 45-42. They literally held Kansas City with injuries on their defense to just 10 points, I think.
What a homecoming for him.
I was going to say, I thought it came from him.
Said they give it to the big man, Mack. Right there. Military to try to make it a 9-point game. Which he does. So the leading scorer in the history of the league is perfect tonight. Mahomes stepping up.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
And flag is down. Looks like they need a bye week right now. It's Houston here. Meanwhile, that pass is caught. Ball to 32. Mahomes backing up. Fires. Caught. That's going to take it to the 10-yard line. Kelsey makes his first catch since the first quarter. 3rd down and goal.
They've got so many offensive weapons on their team.
Mahomes. Way back. He's
Nice.
taken down. Butker's kick is good. And a little short run up. Put some English on it. Takes a high hop.
Jack Doyle.
At the 47-yard line.
Doyle
Jack
rules.
Doyle.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks. All right, so yep, the Colts win there. Of course, obviously,
and going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, obviously the Chiefs, get the last laugh. They end up winning the Super Bowl. The Colts missed the playoffs, but definitely fun to revisit one of the biggest wins the Colts had last season.
Right.
And was a good way, and I'm glad we did that one because it was down between that game and the game they had against the Chargers, which I was like, well, you could spin it as, hey, look, we were looking at our future quarterback, Phillip Rivers.
Right.
But
which at the time, nobody even thought of.
Right, yeah. Who would have thought watching that week one that, hey, the guy across the way was going to be the quarterback next year. But yeah, the Colts get a big win over Kansas City, and obviously, I think a week or two later, they did, had the injury with Brissett, so that wasn't great. But and that kind of derailed the season a little bit. But at the time,
it was right.
Yeah, got everybody hyped up because it's like, oh,
thought you were going somewhere.
Yeah, just went into Kansas City, got the win. Brissett's awesome. Vinatieri's got his stuff figured out again. And then things kind of went off there, and then implosion.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll do it for this week's edition of Memory Lane. We'll be back with another video next week. If you did go on to enjoy it, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you guys all in the next one.
See ya.
Peace.